Hi, amazing souls. This is Donna with Emergency Yoga, and today we are going to do a class which is all about practicing being ourselves. So in the ancient Indian science of Ayurveda and its sister science, yoga, we believe that the greatest joy and bliss and balance in life comes from being ourselves and not wearing the weight of other people's expectations throughout our lives. And we can actually practice that on our mats. So today, if you have some props like blocks, if you don't have yoga blocks, it's okay. You can use books or other things as well. Maybe a little cushion or a pillow might be useful. And these are going to help us practice being ourselves. So in this class today, I'm going to give you plenty of time and plenty of options, and you're going to decide which ones work for you. And when we choose for ourselves what feels best, this is a beautiful practice to take off our mat, and we can choose in our life what feels best for us, rather than always people pleasing and doing what other people expect from us. So let's get going. We're going to start in child's pose, facing your mat. Come down onto your shins, and even to begin with, knees together or knees apart, depending what feels better for you. And also choosing whether your hands out in front or your fingertips behind you towards your feet feels better. So with our hands out in front, sometimes that's a little bit tight for our shoulders. And if you've got tight shoulders, I want to encourage you just to bring your fingertips towards your heels and let your shoulders melt down. Either one is good. All options are good options. You're always choosing the one that makes you feel better in body, mind, and spirit. And here in child's pose, you're going to breathe easily in and out through your nostrils, allowing your body to soften and sink down towards the earth, and just let yourself be held for a few breaths here. Nice and easy with the breath. Maybe a big sigh out through the mouth if that feels releasing for you. Always choices in how you take your practice, because no yoga teacher in the world knows how you personally feel. Long, slow breath out through the mouth if that speaks to you. Big breath in through the nose. Slowly walk your hands out in front to support yourself, and you're going to come up onto your hands and knees and bring your knees back underneath your hips. So if they're out wide, they come closer in line with your hips. All right, if you've got blocks, have these ready, or something like blocks. You're going to bring your right foot all the way through between your hands to the point where the ankle comes in front of your knee. Just look down to make sure your legs are hip width apart. We don't want the foot right in front of the back knee. And this is where the blocks can come in handy. So if your arms don't easily reach the floor, you put your hands on blocks, and we're going to slowly sink our pelvis down and forward, in which point your knee should come over your ankle, and just lift your spine straight. So my hands don't touch the floor. I'm using blocks. It's all good. One other option you can have here is to leave the back toes flat or tuck the toes. And that is totally up to you, whatever feels more stable, whatever feels better for your body. You're going to squeeze your inner thighs together and just see if you can lengthen your spine a little bit. You can always turn your blocks or books up higher. Gaze is relaxed, looking forward. Eyeballs are relaxed. Heart is lifted. Keep breathing easily in and out through the nostrils in a place that feels really good for you. And you can leave your hands here, or you can press your feet down and inhale your hands to your heart or up to the sky. And again, you're just choosing what is helping you feel better for this day, better in this practice. So when you're off the mat, you can also choose what makes you feel good. Lift the heart in whichever version you're in. Big breath in as you stretch your spine. And exhale, you're going to bring your hands to the blocks or the floor and bring this right foot, your front foot, back in line with the back. All we're going to do is same thing other side. So left foot comes forward. And remember, take the ankle in front of the knee to begin with. Support yourself with your hands on the floor or the blocks, whatever you've got as props. Squeeze your inner thighs together, and then slowly let the hips and the pelvis come forward and down. And you'll see your knee moves forward so it's over your ankle. All right, we want shoulders away from the ear. Nice straight spine. If you feel you're kind of sagging down, I want you to squeeze your inner thighs together and just lift your heart a little bit. Remember, you've got choice over how this back foot goes, so you can just leave it flat. You can tuck your toes, whatever works. I would say whatever makes you feel stable and more well in this position. Keep breathing deeply in and out through the nostrils. We're doing what we can. We're feeling good about it. And again, 3 options. You can leave your hands here, you can bring your hands to your heart, or you can reach your hands up to the sky. And in all of those, as long as you're lengthening your spine and lifting your heart as best you can, all is well. Keep breathing deeply. Stretch the spine long. Be spacious with your body and your breath. One more big inhale. Stretch the crown of the head to the sky. And exhale, we're going to take the hands, not on the blocks this time, but back to the floor. And you're going to tuck your back toes if they're not already tucked, and you're going to step this front foot, the left foot, all the way back to plank. Put your knees down first, draw your belly button to spine, and just make sure that your fingers are spread nice and wide. Really stretch them wide. Middle finger is pointing forward, and I want to give you a moment to turn your inner elbows forward and widen your collarbones. If that already feels like a lot, stay here, drawing belly button to spine. This is a perfectly good plank pose. If you want more strength or you just want to try it out, you can lift your knees off the floor, strengthen your thighs, so you're in full plank. So knees down, knees up. It's the same pose, you're just doing your version of it. And the way to tell the full plank is maybe not for you is if your lower back starts to sink down and your belly button starts to push out. We want to be able to keep the lower back pressing up. Either way, you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're going to exhale and press your hips back into downward facing dog. Another great pose to make choices for you. Knees can be bent or straight. Head is always relaxed. And really push the floor away with your hands so that your hips can reach higher to the sky, lengthening the spine and the sides of the waist. So in downward facing dog, if you feel like you're too far forward with your shoulders over your wrists, put a deeper bend in your knee, and that's going to help you turn the shape into more of an upside down V. Keep breathing deeply, keep making sure the head is relaxed, and remember that you can always put your knees down in child's pose. Take a long, slow breath out through the mouth. Bend your knees a lot if they're not already bent. Look to your hands, and we're just going to tip each of the feet all the way to the front of the mat and take a forward fold. Uttanasana forward fold is also a great option for choices. Bend the knees if you need to. Leave your hands on floor or a block to your elbows if that feels better. But either way, just let your spine flow down. Let your head be relaxed and feel the backs of your legs stretching a little bit. If you want to sway a little bit from side to side, or just give your head a little bit of a shake, flutter the lips, anything that feels relaxing and releasing, do that for a couple of moments here. Maybe give a little bit of a shake with the shoulders or the arms. Take a long, slow breath out through the mouth as you release your hands and place them on your shins or the floor. Bend the knees a little bit more. Take a big inhale, sweep the hands up to the sky, and then exhale, take your hands to heart center. And I just want to give you a moment here to speak to yourself with loving kindness. Tell yourself it's okay to make choices that make you feel great, both on and off your mat. And remind yourself that you're going to have an amazing day or evening when you finish this class, always turning up for yourself. We're going to do 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A with options. So as you exhale, arms are next to the body in Tadasana. You're going to breathe all the breath out. Press your feet down. Inhale, sweep the hands to the heart or to the sky. Draw the belly in and exhale, forward fold. With this forward fold, knees can be bent or straight. Hands can be on shins or the floor. As you take an inhale to flatten your back. As you exhale, bend the knees, hands go down, step back to plank. And you can do chaturanga with your legs straight, but I like knees first on the floor, bend the elbows, chest, chin on the floor for the first one at least. Keep the elbows tight to the body. Inhale for a cobra, shoulders stay low. If you want up dog, you can press your feet down, take the thighs off the floor. All options, good options. Exhale, downward facing dog. And remember, you can always put your knees down here for tabletop or child's pose. We'll take 3 breaths here. Remember, knees can be bent. We want something that makes you feel like you can gently push the hips to the sky and keep pressing the floor away with your hands. Long neck, another breath. Slow exhale, bend the knees. You can tippy-toe your feet to the front, or you can step your feet one at a time to the front of your mat. Take an inhale for a flat back. Exhale, fold, bending the knees if you need to. Press the feet down. Inhale, hands to heart or the sky. All options are good options. Hands to the heart center, always be yourself. Last one of these, inhale, sweep up and open. Belly tucks in. As you exhale, forward fold, bending the knees if you need to. Inhale, flat back with the hands on the floor or the shins. Then place the hands down, step, or maybe even jump back to plank. You can do knees, chest, chin to the floor, or you can bend your elbows and do a reverse plank all the way down to the earth. Inhale for cobra, opening your heart, keep shoulders low, elbows tucked in. Take another breath here. If you want up dog, press your feet down so you can get your thighs off the floor. Belly tucks in. Use your exhale for downward facing dog. Remember that down dog can be substituted with child's pose or tabletop. Knees can be bent. Head should always be relaxed. Breathe deeply in and out through your nostrils. Nice. Take an inhale, bring the hips a little higher if you can. As you exhale, bend the knees. You can tippy-toe, step, or lightly jump to the front of your mat. Take an inhale for a long spine with the hands on the shins of the floor. Exhale, fold, bending the knees if needed. When you're ready, inhale, hands to the sky or to the heart. Exhale, hands to heart center and Samastiti. Keep choosing you always. We're going to take the hands on the hips, and I want you to have a block or something like a block at the front of your mat. Leave your right foot where it is. Take the left foot back, long to the back of your mat. We're going to do triangle pose, because triangle pose tends to be a pose where teachers push students to go to the maximum effort at the detriment of alignment and feeling good. So we're going to practice this one. All right, the first thing you get to choose with triangle pose is if your front heel and your back heel are aligned. This gives you a slightly wider stance and really helps if you don't have super open hips. The other option for your feet is to have your front foot aligned with the middle of the back arch of your foot, middle of the back arch of the foot, which means your front foot is slightly more over to the left side of your mat. All right, you choose what works for you. You're gonna press your feet down, little bend in the front knee, just a little bend. Take your arms wide. All right, big inhale here, keep pressing the feet down. You're gonna exhale, reach your front hand forward as far as it will go, and I want you to just see where it lands naturally. So there's absolutely no need to put your right hand on the floor if it doesn't reach naturally. You can use your shin. I'm going to use a block on the outside of my front right foot, and then you've still got options with your back hand. It can come up to the sky or on your hip. Press your feet down again. Inhale, open the top rib cage to the sky. And again, this hand can be up in the air or any other direction. And with triangle pose, you want to feel really connected with your feet, but really spacious and expansive and moving upwards with the rest of your body. Lengthen through both sides of the waist. Continue to breathe easily. Maybe take your gaze up if that feels okay. Your drishti or your focal point is your thumb here. And again, that is totally optional depending on how your neck feels. Take a long, slow breath out. Press your feet down again. You're going to put a little more bend in your front knee. And inhale, come back to standing with your hands on your hips. I want you to turn your feet to the long left side of your mat and take your block to the back of your mat, just somewhere nearby where you're not going to step on it. But we are going to take a wide-legged forward fold to begin with. So with this one, we want the toes to point in slightly and the heels to go out. And this helps us roll the outer edges of our feet down. You have got so many options here. You can have your knees bent or straight. If you have very tight hamstrings on the backs of your legs, it's sometimes very nice to bend your knees. Let's start with the hands on the hips. Inhale, lift the heart. Draw the belly in. We're going to slowly fold. You can leave your hands on your hips. Just go halfway so your spine is roughly parallel. You might already be feeling a lot. Back of the neck is smooth. If you want to slide the hands down the legs and fold further, you can. Let the head relax completely. You can also place your hands in front of you on blocks or the floor if that feels better. And if you want to add a heart opener, you can take your arms behind you, grab opposite elbows, or weave your fists together and take your fists overhead. And again, here you're choosing what feels really good for your body, not necessarily like what you consider to be the maximum, but something that's just like, oh yeah, that feels good. I like it when I do that. Keep breathing deeply. Maybe give your head a little bit of a shake or relax your arms in some way. Take a long breath out, press your feet down. And even if your arms are behind you, you're going to press a big exhale and come all the way up and release your arms so your hands are on your hips again. Nice work. We are going to do triangle pose to the back of our mat. And to do that, we're going to just turn the left toes to the back of our mat. Legs are still straight. And remember, we've got choices. So look down if you want to have your front heel, which is your left heel this time, in line with your back right heel. That's going to give you a little bit more space in the hips. Maybe you want the front heel to be in line with the center of your back arch. All good, all good. All right, when you're ready, arms go wide. Shoulders are relaxed. Take a moment to just draw the belly in slightly. Exhale, press the feet down. Take an inhale, spine lengthens. We're going to exhale, left hand reaching towards the back of the mat. Just again, don't have to push it to the floor. It can just land on your shin or a block to the outside of your foot. Back hand, which is our right hand this time, is either on the hip or up to the sky, whatever feels better for you. Press your feet down as you exhale. Inhale, let the rest of the body move to the sky, stretching the spine long, sides of the waist long. And do something in triangle, Trikonasana, that feels really good for you. Breathe deeply. Sometimes we need to play around with where that bottom hand should be. And the trick here is if your hand is too low, your top rib cage and your belly will start to turn down. We don't want that. It's better to bring the hand higher so the rib cage and belly can open towards the sky. Take a couple more breaths. That's just going to give you more space with your pose. And space is what we're looking for in our practice. Long, slow breath out as you press the feet down. You're going to take a big inhale, come back to standing and take your hands on your hips. You're going to turn your toes back towards the long side of your mat, but this time you're going to turn your toes out and your heels in and bend your knees for goddess pose. All right, so normally the natural position that we feel in goddess pose is to have your belly and your butt out, and we actually want to reverse that. So take your tailbone down, zip your belly up. The knees sometimes have a tendency to turn inwards too. We can gently press those out with our hands, and you're only bending your knees as much as feels good for you. So if you're building strength, maybe you bend them a lot, give yourself a little bit more action with the thighs. If you're like taking it relaxed today, have a little bend in your knees. We also have choices about where our hands go, to our heart, tuning into supporting ourselves and any intention you have for this practice. If you prefer, you can take your arms out wide. You could even turn your palms to the sky. You could even take your hands in a mudra with your thumb and first finger together in Jnana mudra. Whatever feels good for you, whatever level of bend in your knees feels good for you. And just take a few easy breaths here. Shoulders are relaxed. Whatever kind of bend you've got in your knees, I'm sure this is strengthening and a little bit heating. So just take a couple more breaths. Long, slow breath out through the nose or the mouth. And as you inhale, you're going to straighten your legs, reach your arms to the sky, turn yourself into a giant starfish. And on the count of 3, we're going to step to the front of the mat. 1, 2, 3. Here we go to the front of the mat, hands at heart center. We'll just flow through to a seat. So as you exhale, arms come next to the body, Tadasana. Use your inhale to sweep your hands and heart up to the sky, draw the belly in. With an exhale, forward fold. Hands are on shins or floor, you're choosing to yourself. Inhale, flat back here. Exhale, hands go down, step back to plank. You can lower down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. You can inhale for cobra or up dog. And this time, as you exhale, drop the knees to the floor, push your hips back, sweep your feet around so that they come out in front of you, and we're sitting down. All right, rock a little bit from side to side so you can feel your buttocks on the floor. Now, Paschimottanasana is again one of these poses where people feel like they have to maximize it. This pose is supposed to stretch your lower back, stretch your back body, stretch the backs of the legs. So as long as you're feeling that, any version is a great option. You can have a block handy if you want to. You don't have to, it's up to you. We're going to start with our hands next to the hips. The legs should be mostly straight with the backs of the knees pressing down. Now, if your legs are really tight, you can even put a couple of blocks or a little towel underneath your knees. People with really tight hamstrings, that's super helpful. So do that if it feels better for you. All right, ankles are flexed, toes are pointing to the sky in this version. We're going to inhale first, long spine, and we're going to try and keep the length of our spine as we fold forward as much as we can. So if you find it really hard to fold forward, the other thing you can do is actually sit on a block, and you'll find that this helps the pelvis tip forward a lot more easily. If you don't have a block, you can use a towel or a cushion as well. All right, we're going to fold forward. We're going to keep the length of that spine. So again, here's where the ego wants to take over. I have to grab my feet. You see this in the cover of Yoga Journal. I have to grab my feet. You absolutely don't. As long as your back is stretching, as long as your legs are stretching, you can have your hands on the floor, on your shins, on your ankles. If you do have a lot of space, some people can put a block in front of their feet and you can grab the block or even the outside of the block. My arms certainly aren't long enough for that. You can grab your toes if that feels good, only if it feels good. And then bring your breath back to breathing in and out through the nostrils. Length in the spine, feeling your back body stretch, feeling the backs of your legs stretch. Nice and easy with the breath. Take a couple more moments here, making sure your shoulders are relaxed as well. And take a long, slow, deep breath out through the mouth. You're going to release your hands if they're attached to your toes or your block. You're going to inhale, come up to a seat. All right, we're going to lie down, and I want you to have a block or a cushion handy while you do this. And drop your knees into your chest. So we're going to do a twist to either side. And this is where using support I find is super, super helpful. So with your block handy, you're going to take your arms out wide and you drop your knees to whichever side feels more comfortable or natural to begin with. Now, if your legs touch the floor, cool. If they don't, also cool. The very nice thing you can do with your block or your cushion is to put it between the knees or underneath the bottom leg. Both of those things tend to feel very supportive, even if your legs touch the floor. And then just take a moment to let the back of your heart rest on the earth. Gaze be soft, anywhere that feels comfortable for your face and neck. And take a few easy breaths here, letting your legs be very relaxed down towards the earth, so you're not holding your legs up in any way. We often think that using a block or a strap or some kind of yoga prop is like a cop-out. All these props do is create an extension for our body because all of our bodies are shaped differently. Slow exhale when you're ready. You're going to release any prop that you have and bring the knees back to center. You're going to take the prop with you to the other side as your knees drop over in the other direction. And again, it might feel different because our bodies aren't always the same on each side. And you can use this block between the knees or underneath the bottom leg. Letting the back of the heart drop down again, letting your front of your chest soften and your eyeballs and face stay very relaxed. Easy breaths in and out through the nose. Take a few more moments here. Long breath out. You're going to take the block away and you're going to inhale your knees back to the sky, keeping your feet on the floor. So here, if you have two blocks or two cushions or two towels, have these next to your hips. We are going to, again, we've got all kinds of options. So we are going to do a reclined butterfly pose. So the soles of the feet are together and the knees are out to the side. If that is very, very tight, if your hips are very tight and that feels hard, this is where your blocks come in handy. You can place them underneath the outsides of your thighs to give yourself a bit of support, and then that will feel less difficult. If your lower back is not happy here, we're going to do something completely different. You're going to place your feet on the floor, your feet to the outside edges of your mat, and you're going to let your knees drop in. Whichever one you do is fine. It's the one that makes you feel better. And just know that not only in my classes, in every single yoga class you take, you always have choices. I like to place my hands on my belly here, but if you prefer to have your palms to the sky, again, your arms can be anywhere that feels absolutely great for you right now. And just let your body sink down and take a little bit of rest and spaciousness here on the earth. Easy breaths in and out through the nose. Knowing that you always have choices on your mat into how you help. Knowing that you always have choices on your mat as to how you serve yourself in your practice. And the aim is to always feel better after our yoga than before our yoga. So with that in mind, we definitely never want to do anything that causes pain or that causes any kind of like real anxiety or stress. We're trying to always calm and relax the nervous system and bring more spaciousness and ease to the way our body feels. Let everything keep relaxing in whatever shape you're in right now. Knowing that your eyes can be soft and open or even closed. And then very, very slowly, you can start to unwind the shape of your legs. Take your blocks away, maybe to one side or overhead, and stretch your legs out for Shavasana. If your lower back is still tight, I highly recommend blocks or a towel actually underneath your knees. This is a really nice prop to take any pressure off the lower back. Hands can stay over the belly, or you can turn your palms to the sky. Anything that makes these last moments of rest feel really, really comfortable, really relaxed. And just let the body sink down to the earth. Let your breath be really easy and gentle in and out through the nostrils, almost to the point where you don't even notice yourself breathing. Just letting yourself take rest. And if you're doing your own practice, you can always choose how long to do your Shavasana for. If you are very, very depleted, you haven't had a lot of sleep, or you're feeling just really discombobulated, like energy is moving everywhere and anywhere, then I recommend you take a long Shavasana. If you're feeling a little fiery and a little heated, I would recommend taking a medium Shavasana. And if you're feeling just really heavy and maybe the weather is also very gray and damp outside, then take a shorter Shavasana, because too long in Shavasana with that kind of feeling is just going to end up having you feel even more like heavy and damp and dark. So we want a shorter Shavasana then. This is a little bit of Ayurveda wisdom. But for now, just let your brain relax. Let the body feel like it's melting into the earth. And take a few easy breaths in and out through the nose. And just letting this rest remind you that choosing yourself, filling yourself up, is not selfish. It's an act of service to the rest of the world to have you in tip-top condition with a healthy body, mind, and spirit. Take a long, slow breath out through the mouth when you're ready. Take an inhale through the nose as you stretch your legs and feet. Stretch your arms and hands. If you want more energy, you can stretch your arms overhead. You're going to place the feet on the floor, move any props to one side, and just roll gently to one side, whichever feels most natural, and take a couple of easy breaths here. When you're ready, very slowly using your hand as a support and keeping your head heavy, you're going to press to a comfortable seat. And even in this comfortable seat, you get to choose. Do you want to sit on your mat? Do you want to sit on a cushion? I'm going to use a cushion. Do you want to sit on your sofa? Do you want to sit cross-legged or any other place that feels comfortable? And just let your palms face down on your legs with a nice straight spine. And you can have your eyes lowered or closed here. If you want to place a hand on your heart or your belly just to tune into your own life force, your own intuition. The other thing we get to choose is we get to choose our thoughts. I know that many days it doesn't always feel like that. And today I would love for you to choose some thoughts that feel really supportive and uplifting for yourself. And you might start by saying your own name silently inside your mind or even out loud. I'm going to say Donna and then say the words I love you, just to remind yourself to love on yourself. You might give yourself some compliments. You might tell yourself you're doing so well just by getting on your mat today. You might tell yourself, I can choose for myself always, both on and off my mat. You might say, choosing myself is an act of service to the world. Or you might just say, I'm fabulous, you're doing a great job, keep going. Anything that makes you feel good, plant those positive seeds of support in your mind today. And as you take a long, slow breath out, just bring your hands to touch a namaste in front of your heart. And as always, you get to choose. You can join me in a final joyful Om to close this practice of choice and support, or you can just sit and let vibration wash over you. Take a long, slow breath out through your mouth. Big breath in. Remind yourself you're amazing. Take a big inhale, let your arms go wide, lift your heart, wrap yourself in a big hug, reminding yourself that you get to choose you. And our yoga and the ancient science of Ayurveda are beautiful ways to help us practice that in day-to-day life, both on the mat and off. Go and have an amazing day or evening, knowing that you are your number one. I love you. I will see you very soon. Namaste.